Welcome to Face to Face, the program
that frontally discusses
political and social issues in Nigeria. The weekly program brought to you on Wednesday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, anchored by Prince Ewemade Concourse, powered by GCSDN.
Join us.
Good evening and welcome to today's edition of Face to Face program. Our topic for today is: what right does the Senate have to suspend Senator Ningi for 3 months? That is our topic for today. First of all, we want to condemn the rationale behind the suspension of this senator, who find it deemed unnecessary at this point in time in our nation history to raise alarm on budget padding. He is not the first senator that have told this part of exposing the obvious corruption in the Senate. The truth must be told. If every good senators in the Senate chamber raises an alarm, and the majority of them who do not wish this information to be at the bar, to be on the public domain, try to silence them by suspending them, and no Nigerians there find it deemed to stand up for these senators, I will tell you straight up that going forward, none of these senators, the good ones, at least we have some few good ones among them. Not all of them are 100% corrupt. They have some few good ones who have the conscience, who feel the suffering of the masses or their constituency, and they are trying their best to do the right thing by the people. But however, the majority bad ones, people like Senator Goswill Akpabio, the Senate leader of the 10th Senate, will do everything within their power to try to silence them. But again, it's left for we Nigerians to speak up in defense of people like this, because they are very rare. Imagine at this time, at this point in time in our nation history, when untold hardship has been brought upon Nigerians, and people are struggling, they can't even afford to eat 3 square meal, and senators are taking on or adding to the national budget 500 million for themselves. For what? That 500 million will go a long way if they were to use it to cushion the effect of hunger in the land. For me, I think Nigerians across all walks, irrespective of our political differences, political affiliation, religion, or ethnicity, we must rise up to the occasion and stand up in defense of Senator Ningi. We must stand up to his defense, because very soon the few good ones who are in the Senate, like I said, might not find it deemed or worth it for them to raise such an alarm in future if nobody stand up for him or stand up for them when they do the needful, when they stand behind the masses against their fellow colleague in the chamber. So that is why I am doing this broadcast today, to use it to create awareness, especially for the Nigerians back home. Yes, and then also the Nigerians in the diaspora, that every Nigerians, well-meaning Nigerians, lovers of Nigeria, we must stand up for this senator. We must not allow this 3-month suspension that has been imposed by the so-called senators on this man. No matter what the man has done in the past, I believe for this singular act of ease, Nigerians should applaud him for raising such an alarm. We should applaud him for raising such an alarm. Other senators will just take their 500 million and keep shut, without saying a word or even mentioning it, or even admitting that they were also induced by their fellow senators. For me, what the proper thing that Nigeria must do in order to stand in defense of this man is to begin to barricade every senator, every of their senators, every of your senator representing your constituency. Mobilize Nigerians, fellow Nigerians of like mind. Go to the house and barricade them, lock them in their house. Don't allow them to leave until first of all they reverse the illegal 3-month suspension. Because according to the Senate rule, what I understand is 14 days period, not more than 14 days period, not 3 months. 3 months is you are automatically telling Nigerians that you wish to silence this man for speaking out against against the injustice or the corruption that has embroiled the 10th Senate. That is what you are telling Nigerians. That is what you are telling the international community. So have you ever heard that someone is being suspended for raising up for whistle blowing? This is whistle blowing. No senators or members of the rep in any developed nation has been suspended for raising such an alarm. For if they found one thing for corruption, they have allegation, yes, they could be suspended. But not on the other way around. When they raise an alarm for their citizens to know what's going on in the Senate, that the Senate has padded the 2024 budget. I'm going to show you, before we continue, let me just show you some of from the newspaper. Yes, I'm sure you can see on my screen. Senator Ningi insists 3.7 trillion not traced to any project. That's the senator that I'm talking about today, that I want every Nigerian and lovers of Nigeria to stand for at this point in time. If suspension should be reversed, and Nigerian senators should explain to Nigerians why such amount of money has been padded and nothing has been traced to any project like they assume. Federal Representative Bounty Central Abdul Ingig has insisted that 3.7 trillion is not traceable to any project in the 28.7 trillion 2024 budget passed, accepted by the President Bola Tinubu. Speaking to journalists on Monday, Ningi said he is not afraid of being suspended for speaking the truth. You see, if we do not stand up now, if we do not add our voice to come in defense of this man, I'm afraid that nobody will ever find it worthy for them to stand up. To stand up for the masses. It's sad day. This shouldn't be happening at this point in time. Ningi said he did not speak on behalf of the Northern Senators Forum, pointing out that he is capable of carrying his own cross. The senator said there was no time in the interview where he said President Tinubu was implementing 2 budgets and that he was biased against the North. Ningi said, based on findings from the consultant hired, 25 trillion can be verified and accounted for in the 2024 budget based on project, money location, while insisting that the remaining 3.7 trillion in the budget cannot be verified. Senator Ningi, while briefing journalists in the National Assembly, agreed that both chambers passed 28.7 trillion budget for 2024 fiscal year, which was 1.2 trillion above the 27 proposed by President Tinubu. You see? So I am using this opportunity to call on Nigerians to call on Nigerians to stand in defense of this man. This is the man, Senator Abdul Ngig. Few senators have done this in the past by coming out openly to speak against the corruption, budget padding in the Senate. The aftermath of their revolution is silence. The senators, their co-senators or fellow senators, we do everything humanly possible to silence them. And this is not good for our young democracy. For our young democracy to strive and continue to flourish, we must have institutions that protect whistleblowing. Whistleblowing is known all over the world. When you find things that is not right within your department, within your workplace, you raise an alarm. You call the public attention, so the needful can be done. This is what this fine man has done, and he's been suspended for 3 months. There is no law in the Senate, the Senate rules that says when somebody wins a blow, they should be suspended for 3 months. There's no such law. I don't think there is any. If someone come out and say this, what you guys have done, what my colleagues have done is against what we did, that does not call for suspension. That can only lead to a preliminary investigation committee set up to investigate his allegation. Then the Nigerians should be made aware of this. But suspending this man for 3 months so that he will still start begging, then come back and say what I said was a mistake or was said in an error, that is completely against the foundation of our democracy, or the principles upon which the Senate was established. So Nigerians, I am calling on you to stand up for this noble man, because this might be the last senator that will tell you the truth, that will tell you exactly what it is, what is going in the Senate, even though he's part of the Senate. This might be the last Nigerian that will find it worthy to speak to Nigerians exactly the way it is. If we do not stand up for this noble man, I am calling on every civil society organization in Nigeria. Let's do the needful. Let's stand up for this man. Let's stand up for him. He has done the right thing. He should not be suspended. For me, if I have my way, every senators in Nigeria, they should be barricaded to their compound. They should not be allowed to leave their house until they do the needful. Recall this man back to the Senate and explain to Nigeria exactly what is going on with the budget padding. Or there should be a protest that barricade them to their Senate seat. They cannot leave until they recall this man. This is easy to do in a sane society. Here in Nigeria, things can sometimes turn the opposite. A peaceful protest can also turn violent when the same people will instigate their own people to go and start unleashing mayhem upon those peaceful protesters because of their greedy nature. Well, like I said, this program is not going to be for long. My usual 30 or 45 minutes. It's just to inform Nigerians that the needful needs to be done. We cannot leave this man to carry his own cross alone. He is speaking for you, me, and everyone else, for the less privileged in the society, for the downtrodden, for the oppressed Nigerians. So we must also come in his own defense. We must also speak for him and against those that wish to silence him. My fellow Nigerians, if we continue to remain silent, I'm afraid we might not have a country to call our country anymore. because our long silence have brought us to this day where we are as a nation. Nigerian belongs to every one of us. Nobody is more Nigerian than we Nigerians, irrespective of your capacity, your political status, irrespective of how much you have in your bank account. We are all Nigerians, and it is not by accident that we were all born Nigerians. Some of us might have been, if it was by accident, but probably be born in Cotonou, Cote d'Ivoire, and every other part of West Africa. But God brought us through one nation called Nigeria for a purpose. So we must not allow less than 10,000 or 20,000 Nigerians to continue to hold our country in captivity. We must liberate ourselves from this shackle of oppression. My fellow Nigerians, stand up for Senator Abdul Ngig. Because if we refuse to do that now, no senators will ever stand on their foot in the Senate chamber or outside the Senate chamber to tell us the bitter truth, to tell us exactly what it is. It's what it is. What the man said is the obvious truth. The Senate is not, they are not denying it, but they are suspending this man. If they are denying it, they should show us proof on the live session. If what this man has said is not right, they should come on a live session or the debate and tell Nigerians, we demand an explanation. They are not our master. They are our public servant. They are elected to serve you and I. They were not elected for us to serve them. They hold every Nigerians, irrespective of their geopolitical zone, explanation. We must demand this moving forward. Nigeria will remain great if only we stand up and do the needful at the right time. Time like this. Stand up and in defense of Abdul Ngig. God bless Nigeria. God bless GCSD and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.